Digital technologies just open you up to the world, which is not possible sometimes in the real world.
En el espacio virtual escribo del espacio real.
This dichotomy of like real and not real, digital, not digital, is a false dichotomy.
Las redes sociales y los medios digitales amplifica lo real.
La realidad tiene mucho de riqueza digital en ese sentido ficcional.
There used to be a utopia, there used to be a great optimistic feeling about how the digital was very different or was going to be so different from the real. But it's just the same.
I don't see it as being separate of my analog life.
El real es donde estoy parado, digamos, tengo mis amigos, y el virtual me ofrece unas posibilidades para interactuar con ese mundo real.
It's increasingly difficult to manage your identity online and of course the mix of private and public.
We build a schizophrenic range of 5 accounts so that you're tweeting personal stuff from one and professional from the other. You switch between 6 Gmail accounts. You're juggling identities.
I don't choose to do that because I manage an open life and I don't feel the need of maintaining multiple identities because that's a personal choice and decision. I like to stay honest and very open.
And at the same time, you can have different personalities online, and it definitely gives you freedom.
For a woman who is living in a society where she can't say what she has to say.
For example, we're talking about political issues. I think I'm more vocal or I'm more courageous.
It's providing more capacity for women who are going through this institutionalized discrimination.
This opportunity for you to behave and express certain opinions in the internet makes people more secure about doing the same outside of the internet.
So you've got parallel lives. One of the parallels is a life in which you have an unlimited capacity to meet with other people or other identities of people. And you have this physical space in which you exist and which you would constantly change because of the limitations that you constantly have to face.
Realmente se puede crear identidades, pero no es una identidad fija. Incluso es un poco también como la vida real.
I can laugh with you, I can probably feel certain emotions, but there is something that the screen just bars.
The screen is the reality.
It reduces certain effects. It almost like makes certain emotions a little milder.
So there is a certain level of reality which is taken away.
But they're still the same. You can still tell if somebody's lying, you can still tell if somebody's saying the truth, so you can still see if somebody's sincere, despite having Photoshop or not.
Those digital tools don't give you immunity from the same problems that happen offline.
Because pretty much everything is real. No, it's not that we're imagining things.
There's plenty of examples of people who've put stuff online that has really endangered them on a personal level.
There was a case in, I believe, in November of last year where 2 young girls were murdered because they had befriended somebody on Facebook that they thought was a peer.
You cannot create the synergies and the nuances which you find in the real world.
A veces en redes sociales la gente cree que todo lo que pasa ahí, todo el mundo debe saberlo, pero no tienen idea que los estadounidenses invadieron Irak o que liberaron unos secuestrados en Colombia.
As an Israeli, I've dedicated my entire research to studying the Palestinian one, which is here across the border from Tel Aviv, where I live. I can't visit that place. It puts me in a very complicated position.
If I relate this, for instance, to the video of 2022, I was like, oh my goodness, there's lots of things that are not happening on ground right now in my country that are depicted in this video. And I wish I could tell the world that some of these things are not real.
We are easily regarding everything that is posted somewhere as reality.
So I think moving forward today, the world responds more to the digital, even without listening to what is going on in reality.
On the other hand, I'm very confident that the data open and available to me for studying on the web is rich and thick enough for me to understand these phenomena and to act on them and to show them to the world.
So that's the great freedom of being in a digital world, which is a society that makes you choose many things. in a broader sense rather than what you're physically just bounded by exactly how the past generations were.
This whole moves into how do you verify the digital to know that it's actually the reality going on. So I think this links into how many other people have talked about the same thing, and sometimes the truth might not be the majority, and so it will be trampled on in this digital world.
It's not a question of like which is better, which is worse, which is more true, which is less true. I think it's a question of like, how are we going to create a coexistence and healthy interdependence